Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And we jump back into Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2, and damn, is this heating up! It's turn 10. This is kind of the big turn, I always think. The first 10 turns as the Axis as the Germans, you're flying about. It's all about choices of where you want to go. Now the Soviets can start to dictate a little bit to you if you're not careful. And so turn 10, I always say I attack, attack, attack. I use all my planes. I do everything I can up to turn 10. And now we've got to start to think because I have not been thinking before. No, I've been thinking a lot. Don't get me wrong. But now we've got some resistance. Before, like I said, you're thinking about where do I get a breakthrough? Where do I get a breakout? Where can I get an envelopment? Where can I do this and that? Now it's all about positioning. It's more like moving in chess. It's not like well, I don't even know. I don't have a good example of what the first 10 turns of this game are because it's not often you play a game where you have that big of an advantage. But that advantage starts to chip away, chip away, chip away. And now the Soviets, you're getting to or close to objectives like Leningrad, Moscow, Stalino, places like this. You're getting out there, and the Soviets are throwing everything that they have to protecting those things. Now, the AI in this game is much better than it was in the first game. I don't even think there's a debate about that now. I think everybody agrees with that. It is much better at forming defensive lines, of retreating, doing a tactical retreat and reforming its line. I love it. I love it. The more challenging, the better. We will crank this sucker up to, max difficulty, and I bet you can't win it. Or it will be, well, we'll see, won't we? We're going to try to do it one of these days. But it's going to be very tough because just on normal that we have it here, it's playing quite well. I still think we're in very good shape, but it's a challenge and it's a lot of fun. I've been twisting this whenever go to bed or you wake up and you're kind of thinking about the game, you're playing a good game, and that this is definitely that. It is an instant classic in my book. Let's get into turn 10 and check it out because I'm going to do a few things in this turn I've been thinking about. And you're maybe going to say, whoa, 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 what's going on here? But some of the things that I've been kind of setting up and planning, I think can take place here in this turn because I think we've got the Soviets a little off balance. And last time I kind of jokingly called the episode "Rockin' the Baby" because I do like to take the panzer groups back and forth, constantly probing for places to move through to move the Soviet army where we want it to be without actually having to fight them much. There have been panzer battle. I mean, we've definitely lost some panzers, but for the most part, we have not been doing much fighting with them. If I do fight with the panzer groups, it's with the motorized divisions, but I've been trying to keep a lot of it to the infantry where we actually have any kind of a slugfest. Now, we haven't had a lot of them, but we've been moving and kind of getting, dictating the terms, dictating the tempo to this point. Let's see if it continues. I can't wait to find out myself, to be honest with you. Soviet partisans, we had already read this when we logged off last time. There are partisans in the Soviet Union. I don't think that's going to shock anybody. They are the little red starbursts out here, and they can start to affect your freight moving through the railways. They can also affect movement, your own troop movement through certain hexes. And so, they're like gnats and flies. Any one of them is not a big threat, but you get enough of them and they get really annoying. And so, again, there's not a whole lot we can do about it. We're not controlling the theater boxes, the AI is. And so, you know, What all do they have in the garrison? They've got a lot. I mean, or, yeah, I say a lot, but they've got all these security units. They've got a cavalry unit. They've got a few infantry units here, and they've got some security unit headquarters. No air, of course. I don't know if there's ever any air units that would go into partisan. I mean, I have no doubt that the Germans bombed civilian areas where they thought there were partisans, but I think in a game like this, they're not going to really recreate that. That's kind of hard to recreate. Anyway, the reserve box. We're going to be paying a lot more attention to it, especially after this turn, and you'll see what I mean. Whoa, the reserve box went mad. Or did I just do that? I probably did that. Where did our reserve box go? There it is. The Axis reserves. Now, we got a lot of AA in there, as you see. We've got this Führer group that's a motorized infantry battalion. Okay. In 2 episodes ago, a couple of people said down in the comments what exactly that meant. This was kind of Hitler's personal guard, kind of a Praetorian guard kind of thing. So that was interesting. Self-propelled gun units, construction units. Okay, I don't even know why. I mean, why even have these here? Construction units. Well, I don't know. We'll keep some back. I don't think that we're having any problem constructing things as far as I can tell, but if that changes, we'll definitely, you know, move those onto the map. We've got a real fighter problem. And other people had been bringing this up all along, and I was fully aware of it. It's not like I just all of a sudden woke up on turn 8 and said, man, we're really burning through a lot of fighters. That was the plan. No, I mean, the plan was never to lose a fighter, not even one. But we were going to, given that we were doing total ground support to our units through the entire first 9 turns. I mean, we were doing max, you can't really set it max, but we were doing ground support with no rest. And as the Axis, and especially the Germans, they just don't have enough fighter escorts to sustain that over, the entire war, certainly, but not even through the first year. They just don't have enough. And so this time around, we are actually going to start really looking at those air units. We're going to move some back to the reserves, and we're going to shuffle around where our fighters are, and we're actually going to take a little break from the air war this time. Not a break from looking at it, but a break from actually doing it. This is a turn where I don't actually suspect there's going to be a lot of fighting. Um, and I think you'll see why when we get out on the map. But this is kind of the turn I've been hoping to set up, and I think there's going to be a lot of movement this time, but maybe not a lot of fighting. Good plans can go awry, but we'll see. We'll see. We're going to move some stuff back here into the reserves when it comes to the air. They should get priority when it comes to refit. Or getting reinforcements. I don't even know how many we really have. I haven't been paying that much attention. But in the pool, we've got these 109 F4s. Okay, those are fighter bombers. Now, you never quite know what they're going to come out as. I don't believe well, you know what? With this game, I shouldn't even say that. There's probably somewhere where you can find out, are they going to be trained up as fighters or bombers? But at this point, I'll just wait and see. How about that? Because I know we need as many fighters as possible, and it is what it is. I mean, they are going to be what they are, and you can't. I don't believe you can change the training of them until they actually appear as a counter in that reserve box. We do have a fighter bomber unit that is training as fighters. They came out as bombers. Now we're training them as fighters. That's like an 8-turn process, and so okay. But we could go down here and look through all of them. I mean, ultimately, we can't control this. What I guess where that would become useful is when you say, well, shoot, we really can I? Yeah, there we go. Okay, fighters. So they are locked. These are the ones that we're training as fighters. I don't think it tells you exactly when they're going to be ready. I mean, it's not many. I mean, it's one aircraft, right? And so I'm getting all excited. Hey, there's some fighters. No, not really. We do have some level bombers back here, but just looking through the air numbers as I was before the episode, We don't really have a bomber problem. We've got plenty of bombers. We just need more fighters. And so anyway, we'll get to that. Let's go through kind of our usual, kind of wandering through the numbers. What have we got here? We've got the Ladoga Finnish Coastal Brigade. All right, 6,000 men strong. They have now arrived in Finland. All right. The 369th Croatian Reinforced Infantry Regiment. All right, so we got a new Croat force. Now, that first one that they gave us, the original Croat force, which is out with Army Group South, is actually quite good. I mean, it's got some heft to it. I do think that that one withdraws. Um, and so, yeah, anyway, I believe it withdraws. We can go look at it at some point, but this has now come on the map way back here in the back. Right. Okay, well, it's just a regiment. That's fine. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'll take whatever we can get, but it's not going to really change much. Now, someone was asking about this a long time ago about the Blue Infantry Division, the 250th Blue. There it is. It will show up next time, August 31st, 1941. That's almost 17,000 men strong with almost 200 guns. It's transferring reinforcement, and it will be appearing on the map. 170, 170. Now you can change where it appears on the map with certain limitations and restrictions. Maybe we'll do that before the turn's over. Friendly losses. We lost nearly 30,000 men last time, 239 guns, 49 AFVs. That's a pretty good number. That's not bad for turn 9 of the war. 125 planes. That's also not terrible for this period of the war. We're down 40,000 men on the map. The Soviets are up 100. So it's like, wow, okay. Well, what did we accomplish here? They're up 183,000. We are down 81 guns on the map. We're up 91 AFVs. So we got a lot of reinforcements, it seems, this time, which is good because, of course, our panzer divisions are out there. They're getting worn down. We've got several of them on refit. Not that we've been in that many battles with them, but you just lose them along the way. I mean, it's attrition. They break down. I mean, we have gotten in some battles. We've had some famous loss. Well, they weren't that bad, but I try to make a big deal out of them because I think it's kind of funny when I make a boo boo like that. Sometimes you're just gonna make them. And other times it's like, well, you got to try to fight with them sometimes, and every once in a while you're going to get a bad dice roll, or you just miscalculated the wrong terrain, and get a butt whooping. And I like to make light of myself. I don't take it too seriously. I try never to make a mistake, but hey, you know what? If I never made one, I'd be leading CENTCOM here. Fighters, hey, we're up 17, or well, I guess those are aircraft in general. They look like the fighter symbol, but I think those are aircraft in general. 17 on the map. In the theater boxes, we built up a little bit. We lost some planes, okay, but we did not get a bad notification of anything happening in the theater boxes this time, so that's good. We've been getting bad notifications out of Africa every time, and maybe Rommel has stemmed the tide. That's why I didn't pull him out and put him in charge of a Panzer division out here. Again, the Soviets. The behemoth that is what the Soviets can crank out in manpower is rearing its head. 183,000 they add to the map this time around. It's just, it's like swimming against the tide with these guys. We'll go look. Actually, let's just go look. Uh, Hey, look at our victory points. Come on, man. Let's go. We're still the initiative. That's our high water mark. Sudden victory points. Let's get to 700. Let's go. Total men. And as you see here, we're staying kind of, we're slowly starting to edge down a little bit here, but no sudden drops, which we'll get in the winter. The Soviets, we were bending the curve out here. We were like a healthcare professional out here bending curves, and then whoop, look out, and there's just we didn't I guess getting that many battles last, not any big scraps, and we didn't have any troops surrounded, and so now that you start to see that rise that'll scare you. Total guns they've now popped back up because of the aforementioned reasons. Total AFVs we keep knocking these down, knocking these down. I mean we've stayed really steady here. We started with 6431, now we've got 6475. So we're not going up or down. Total aircraft, this is what's trending down, but it's really the fighters. It is not the bombers, it's not the utility, it's nothing like that. It's really the fighters. Manpower losses, and as you can see, now I wish they'll fix this in a patch that it doesn't just show you 0 at the start of a turn. It just kind of cuts off here because it looks weird. But that's not a big quibble, right? It's like, okay, I get it. It's a new turn, so it's 0 now. I just think anyway. Um, you can see last turn we really did not go after them nearly as hard or have any encirclements. And so, the turn before in 8, 214,000, whoop, 63,000 last time. Gun losses, same thing. You're going to see it all along, and that's why they started to arch up. You can see aircraft losses. We've been fairly consistent, kind of trending down actually, but that's really because we have less planes to fly missions. They took a beaten last turn, 980 aircraft. That's the most since turn 1 that they've lost. They were sending, well, they sent just a bunch of bombing missions, but I think that won't even show up till this turn. Strategic bombing. Oh, and someone said in the comments they were hitting way back in Germany. I'm like, really? They're strategic bombing? That's bold when, you're completely on the defensive like that. I kind of like it. I mean, okay, roll the dice, see what happens. Um, Operational losses, we've been staying kind of fairly consistent. Boink, boink, boink. I mean, what this looks like it popped way up, but really it's kind of in the same range, anywhere from 50 to 110 or so. It's just kind of right here. The Soviets actually have had quite a few less than us. Combat losses, we've just been smoking them on that, but we should. We should. Okay. What did I armaments pool? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, well you can see the Soviet production like crazy. Manpower pool. Uh, huh. This doesn't seem right to me. What am I missing here? Production manpower pool. Okay, I don't know. We'll come. I'm not. Uh, I don't know. Do they I don't know. I don't know why it would be this low. I mean, I guess they just maybe threw everybody into a unit and so it's not still in the pool or something. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. They just don't have a lot of reinforcements right now because everybody's in a unit. I don't know because they're kind of spamming units on the map. Could be. I mean, as a Soviet player, that's what I would do. I'd throw a bunch of ones and twos out there. If nothing else, it slows you down from a movement point perspective, right? So they may as well create as many units. I think this is just reinforcements, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I keep talking about it as if I know. I don't really know. We do have 28 units under strength. All right. We have one isolated. Where do we have a unit isolated? Um, let's back up here. That unit's not isolated. It should show up in red. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's considered isolated? Huh. I mean, we can trace a direct path, but I guess they're exerting a zone of control. I don't know. Boy, that seems a little iffy to me. I can go back directly. I mean, there's no Soviet units here. I get why, no reason to argue with me in the comment. I get it. I get it. But I don't necessarily agree with it. How about that? I think if you can draw a direct path 20 kilometers back to a friendly unit with no enemy in that hex, you really should be in. I don't think that should be considered isolated. Um, Okay, well, that's fine. It's not like it's going to be isolated for long. I mean, really, they're isolated. It's like that. It's like the old Spider-Man meme where he's pointing at at himself, and it's like, you know, I'm isolated. No, you're isolated. I don't know. You're out here. How can he trace one, but I can't trace one? Well, okay. I think it's because there's swamp here. It probably has something to do with movement costs. But even if you say that, I mean that's light wood, so I don't know. I don't agree with that, but d- damn you, Joel Billings. It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll be all right. Okay. Now then, where do we go next? What do we do next? We've been looking at overall losses. We looked at that in last time. I did want to look at the overall air losses. I looked at this obviously after we logged off. 2444 for us, 8409. But the big one here for us really is fighters 301, fighter bombers. The vast majority of those are fighters, are what we use as fighters. 986. So out of the 2,400, nearly 1,200 are fighters. Where if you look down, so we've lost like 1,200 fighters. The Soviets have lost like 1,300 fighters, almost 5,000 fighter bombers. Okay, well, it's not quite that bad, but they also have a bunch of crappy planes that they just throw up in the air. Uh, our bomber losses aren't too bad, but we've been escorting everything out. So, it's this 109 F2 is a big fighter bomber for us. We've lost some more this time. It says current turn, but they went to intercept these guys, and we're going to bring up the battle map for air. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. Why can't I do that? It's my game. I can do what I want. Um, Now, somebody said that they were bombing back here, but maybe I just can't. Wait a minute. What was that? It was back there by Koloff 17. Let's back that thing up. What's that? Um, oh yeah, they were they were bombing Lvov. That's what it was. Huh. Holy cow. Coming after Lvov. That's crazy. So city was bombed. They did do damage to the rail yard. Huh. We only took out 8 of their bombers here. Now we see this same group. Remember, 155 bombers and what they are under this guy. So they came out here and they bombed Lvov, all right? But then as they were returning, this is where we intercepted them, somewhere up here. Where is it? Where is it? I think it was, maybe it's way up here, right? Is this it? Yes, because they had lost like 5 or 6 bombers. We took out 42 more of them here as they tried to get back. Did we hit them anywhere else? They dropped freight there. I don't think so, but they must have sent them on another mission because they lost just a shit ton of stuff. So they bombed Lvov. Okay, let's back up again and let's see where else they bombed. Did they get all the way back into like Berlin or something? I want this damn box off there. Get off there. I'm not seeing it right now. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I just don't see it. If you guys see it on the map, tell me in the comments. We'll come back and look at it before this turns over. Uh, but well, hey, to to the bold go the spoils. That's really something. Oh, you know what? Before I forget it, I can't move it. We're in air mode. But holy crud! I can't believe they came and bombed Lvov. How dare you? We shall make them pay for this transgression. That's the only one I really see right now. Doesn't mean there's not more. Did we also like try to hit him here? Oh yeah, it's the same dude. We hit him on the way here, I think, because there were 195 at this point. We knocked out 28 and we knocked out like 22 on the way back. But they did do damage to the rail yard. Let's go look at Lvov really quickly. Um, well, shoot, I don't want that. There. No, I don't want that. Get off the battles. Get off the battles. Let's go there. Okay, perfect. Lvov. Yep, they they did. They hurt the rail yards. Well, we're gonna have to spend yeah. Well, there's a lot that passes through here because the major rail. Um, yes, let's repair Lvov. Wow, good job, AI. That's kind of fun. Who programmed that? Good for you. That's a funny twist. I say funny. It wasn't so funny for me. I guess they must have hit our transport group area, or they knew it was a transport group area. Let's go to Minsk. Let's take this off for a second. Did they bomb Minsk? No. Which would have been a much easier journey for them. Pskov, no. Oh, that reminds me. We need to move these transport groups up. I meant. Oh, did I already? Hold on. Did I move? Oh, he's up here in Riga. Okay, okay. That's all good. Um, right now, JG54 is down to 19%. If we click on JG54, we've got three air groups of 5, 9, and 9. These guys are going to the reserve. All three of them. We're going to start trying to build them back up for our continued war in the north. But we've now got no fighters in the north. And this is what I was talking about this time. I'm actually going to stand down from bombing or even providing ground support completely. Now you may say, "Gosh darn it!" Now see, what I would have done is not do it as heavy, but you can't really pick heavy or not heavy. You could do every other turn maybe, but what I rely on is the first 10 turns most of the time you're moving so fast that you do have battles one turn, but then another turn maybe you don't because you're moving up to the next Soviet line and whatnot. But we're at the point now where it's constant. It's just constant. You know, every single unit's going to get in a battle this time or close to it. Um, and so I'm going to pull them back and actually try to maybe avoid battle a little bit. Some battles that I would normally get into, I'm just going to know. I mean, I've got all of my fighters up here in the north in mothballs. They're back in the reserves, sort of. All right. I'm going to come down here and grab JG51. And JG51 has 74 planes. It's got 32 of our, fighter bombers, 109 F2s. It's got 32, 18, and 24. So three air groups. Uh, Good numbers, 74. Um, I was going to move them north, but I feel like if I take, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do it because I'm going to do it eventually anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. I'm going to control and I'm not even going to bring them up here. I'm going to have them at Pskov. I'm going to fly them there. I'm going to do that as a plan transfer. So it'll do it and it should bring support up to Pskov. And they'll do that during the logistics phase. That'll bring it up. It'll bring it up at the end of the turn. Okay, so we're going to move these fighters, 74 of them, to the north because we've got 93 bombers, 93, 148 total in one Flieger Corps. Oh, that reminds me. So JG51, I need to right click there and we need to put it in one Flieger Corps. Okay, it's going to go up here to the north to Pskov. So we do have some fighters up there. And this time, we're just going to stand these down. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do it just like that. No air directives. Adios. See you later. No air directives in the north this time. We will have no ground support for turn 10. Okay, well now we get down to two Flieger Corps. What's two Flieger Corps got up its sleeve here? Well, it's got JG-27 left. JG-27 has 14 fighters. We're going to send those back to the reserve. All right, we'll get them back there and let them chill out. So if we go look at our reserve now and we go to the air, we don't see them yet. Yeah, they will be back there next turn. All right, so they'll sit there for a turn, which will be next turn. Then they'll come out on turn 12, or should come out on turn 12. Let's put it that way. They'll come out. We'll also bring some of these level bombers out. And, the point was brought up, and I think I mentioned it kind of strangely before. We don't have control of the theater boxes. That is true. But we do have control over the reserve box. The reserve box is different than a theater box. This is just, sending it back to rest, essentially, okay? So we can always pull those out. And I know I struggled that one episode figuring out how to pull them out. When we get to, turn 12, we'll go through all that because I went back and read the rule book about that and exactly how it works, and it's not a problem. We'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. Okay. So, wow. I mean, big moves here, right? We've got two full fighter AOGs back in reserves, resting up. Hopefully, they'll build up their numbers. And so we really don't have hardly anything out here. I mean, when it comes to fighters right now, well, we're going to change that because I've moved the one to the north. I'm also going to move one to the center because I've got more fighters down here. I have Slovakian fighters, 34 of them. I've got JG3, which has got 127. I've got the Hungarians. Okay, so I've got fighters out here. The Hungarians have 32 fighters, Slovakians 34. Fourth Leaguer Corps only has 58 now. This is not great, right? They're all in JG 77. Five Leaguer Corps has 127 though. Okay, and let's see where else they are. There's 27 there. Where's our? Oh, I guess JG 3 is in that. What's JG 52 in? Oh, it's directly attached to Luftflotte 4. Okay, well, that was actually a mistake on my part, but don't, nobody hurt, no harm, no foul. We're going to fly them into Smolensk. You may say, oh my God, the Russians are about to take it. Not really. We're going to turn around and take care of that this time. We're going to fly them up there, and we're going to do a plan transfer. All right. And this is simply going to be to give us some fighter cover. So if they do try to do that strategic bombing again or something, and they return in the center, we're going to have something here. All right. And so JG52 is going to move up there, and we're actually going to put that in the command of two Flieger Corps. All right, there we go. Two Flieger Corps. So if we look down here, JG52 is now in two Flieger Corps, and we've still got plenty of fighters, not a big deal, but we're also not going to be doing bombing runs in the center. So let's go to our directives, and we'll just X those out. I could uncheck them, right? But I'm not sure if I'm going to put them on. So, I should say this since we're doing a Let's Play and all trying to learn together. This gets rid of them altogether, but you can just uncheck them, right? And so they're still here, and if you decide we want to do them later, you can do them later. But I'm just going to completely undo them because I want to reset them up. Is that, yeah, reset them up? Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to do when we pull fighters back out. I'd like to decide because I think I'm going to do it on a very specific basis. So, if we have all one corps that's attacking Leningrad, for instance, we'll put it all of our ground support when it gets up there. And that's part of the reason I'm pulling these out now is because I want all the ground support I can get when we do advance on Leningrad and try to take the city. And so I'll go in and just pick the individual corps that I want ground support for, or maybe just all 18th Army. It could be that, but it's not going to be all of Army Group North, or it's not going to be each Panzer Group or something like that. That also means I'm going to get rid of Luftflotte 4 for this time, and I'm going to get rid of the Hungarian ground support for Army Group South. The only one I'm going to keep on is the Romanian Air Command because they are further back here. I don't think they're going to run into much, the Romanians down here. They're out here. They're just going to be moving a lot this turn, so I'm just not going to take it off. They need all the help they can get, too. So let's keep that in mind. All right, back with you. If your screen jumped there, I had to pause for a minute. You probably, I didn't go away for long for you, but I went away for a little bit. Now back into the action, and let's see what else we need to do with these air forces. I'm thinking that maybe we do take KG-27 up with the rest of Luftwaffe Flotta 4. The reason being, the Romanians have quite a few bombers. Romanian Air Command has 90. That's pretty good. Not that we're going to be bombing the next couple of turns, but we may as well move them. Mm, well, now that I think about it, though, I really want a bomber group to go with 11th Army that may be needed down here at Sevastopol. Uh, let's just plan a move for them just to, let's say these bases next time. We'll just plan it, and so they'll move up. I mean, we've got time, right? We're really not going to be running any air missions this turn or next turn. I'm going to save that. And, if you're wondering, "Well, why again, why are you doing that?" Well, I I really want them at the point of attack when we get to the objectives. I feel like these couple of turns here are going to be setting that up, and so we have to kind of lay back a little bit at some point, and might as well be now. It might as well be now. We've gotten our some breakthroughs, and now this time we're probably going to come back around this way. For instance, down here in the south we've kind of gotten things positioned. We've now taken Kiev, we've taken Odessa, so I'm just going to give them a break for a couple of turns. You'll, we'll see. You never want to not have ground support, obviously, but you get to a point with what we have with the Luftwaffe where you've got to pull back a little bit. Now, one thing I noticed in the comments from the last episode is people are saying, well, maybe you should just run recon because ultimately you get a lot of recon craft and you might as well use them. And I think that's a fair point. I think that's a good point. And I think that maybe we will start putting them back into some limited recon, just like TAC recon, um, on the here or there basis. We'll see. And with that being said, we probably should move some of this up. Now, I don't think we need to move the Romanians up. They're sort of where they need to be. They've got a big range, right? Usually these recon craft do anyway. Oh, well, that one doesn't. Okay, well, great example to show there, buddy. Um, okay, well, we'll just plan to move them up here with the Romanians. All right, so we'll just, I don't know, how about those three? And we'll plan that transfer. And again, this should help get support up to the air bases before they actually get there. Um, and maybe cut down on some operational losses that we've been taking. So we'll just do maybe some there, and we'll plan that. All right, we'll start moving these up. Just we may as well move them up. I mean, even if we decide ultimately not to use them, uh, get them closer to the front because hey, you never know. There might be a turn where we say, "Gosh, we really need that recon out there." You don't want them out of range at that point and say, "Well, that was stupid. I should have moved them up a few turns ago." We may as well just do it now. So let's go ahead. Got that one planned. All right, get off there. There we go. And we'll move Koloft 11 up. Uh, I guess we will send this directly with 11th Army. I guess for now we can put it, you know, in these bases. Whoa, in these bases. There we go. And we'll do a plan transfer there. And maybe they can run some recon out over the Crimea here and see what exactly is going on out there. We really have no idea. I mean, for all we know, the Soviets have stashed all of their forces there. Now, I find that unlikely, but that's what recon's for. You're like, yeah, man, this guy's giving me all the inside tips. What do we have here? Call up south. We can kind of centrally locate them wherever the game sort of allows or wants. It's fine. And by doing this, pulling it over a bigger area, the game will kind of, split them up so that we're not as overstacked in any one place instead of just flying them directly to an airbase. Now, this transport group got bombed back, well, the Lvov got bombed. I may just move this up here to Proskurov for next time around. And let's actually do that as an immediate transfer. Um, did that overstack? Yeah, it did a little bit. Did a little bit. What else do we have here at Proskurov? I guess I just brought some here, so let's move those a little bit. Maybe put them up here. There we go. And we'll do a plan transfer for those guys. All right. And let's go back here, call off 17. We'll have them follow along with their namesake. And pull it all along here and see what we end up with. Okay. So may as well move them up. Not gonna hurt. Call off to 1, so we'll have that come along with the Panzers if we need them. And the Panzers are going to be coming around this way this time, so I'm just going to kind of pull okay, they're actually going to be coming this way, so let's have them pull a really wide net here. Oh, they all want to go to that one. Well, we got to make sure we protect that base. We'll plan the transfer. We should be moving there with 17th Army, so that won't be shouldn't be a big deal anyway. Um, that's on the move. Call off 6. We'll get up here, probably, maybe even into Kiev. We shall see. Nope, didn't want to go to Kiev. And we'll plan that transfer. Okay. And on we go. Call off 1. Okay, yeah, it's not going to move up there now because that base is actually kind of a little bit at risk. I think it'll probably wait to show the counter moving. That's probably good. Yeah, I guess they're all going to do that, right, to some degree. Um, Call off 6. Yep, that all looks fine. Call off 4 can get up here a little ways. Just pull it across there, see where it wants to go. All right, we'll plan that. Call off center. We could probably put that around Minsk. Well, maybe even further up here. Let's put it, in one of those. Lots of air bases out here. Plan transfer. Okay. And call off 3 wants to follow the Panzer group. Follow the Panzers. Let's maybe do it here. Okay, it is going to go into Smolensk. We'll plan that. All right, moving air groups around. I think call off 9 can get up here, maybe a little further north. Whoops. Wow, not too many air bases up there, actually. Whoa, man, I really screwed that up. Okay, hold on. Hold on. There we go. Somewhere in there. All right, it does want to go to a Veliki Luki. We'll plan that. That's why I like the comments. You guys give me good ideas. I mean, for sure. I don't always agree. Of course I don't. We all play the game a little bit differently. But I think that's a good idea. I mean, if nothing else, moving them up here, you have the option, right? Why, back here, some of them do have really big ranges, as I was saying before. But ultimately, you may as well make sure. I mean, a lot of these air bases are not. Um, being used. There's no reason we can't get aircraft down here. Now this is for 2, Recon 2, so we'll go down there, plan that. Now that's in Luftflotte 1. Really, I think that should be in Luftflotte 2. So let's change that over. Okay, makes sense. That all looks good. That all looks good. 4 Panzer group. We could try to get that up here as close to Pskov as possible. Wow. Yeah, it really wants to move along there. Okay. If that's what you want. Okay, that looks good. And finally, do we have one more? Oh, no, transport group north I think is fine here at Riga. Oh, that reminds me. I did want to hit and look at how our supply played out last time, our freight, I should say. And I had pulled this up offline before, and as you can see, we actually got sea freight through our transports all the way up here to Tallinn. And then we also got it here at, I always forget the name of this town. Now, why is that? Parnu. Parnu. I knew that. Parnu. We got sea transport there. So that's nice. That's good. It helps. preserve our rail a little bit, you can see where most of our freight came out of. We are pushing a lot out of Talon now for Modal's forces. Parnu is actually the one that's freighting the Panzer Group of all places, which is kind of odd, right? Considering Peskov is right here, but I believe we just connected Peskov, and so it maybe didn't have enough freight to do those. It did some of them. It did, quite a bit of 16th Army, but it did come out of Parnu for the Panzers. You see Veliki Luki supplying the vast majority of Ninth Army, along with some of these depots that are back here. Orsha still doing yeoman's work. It looks like Second Army got a little out of Minsk, but it got quite a bit out of Brest-Litovsk, surprisingly. Zytomir is kicking it into gear. And then down here, where we've been getting a lot is, boy, I'm having a hard time remembering town names today. Proskorov was pushing out a lot this turn. You can see Odessa's already making its presence felt as a depot. Okay, I think we've moved all of those now. Let's put them back on here. We'll just go back, make sure. No reason to hurry. Call up to 18. I guess this could move up. Why not? Um, pull it, pull it or push it into one of these. It wants to go into Hapsel next time. Okay, fine by me. That should have plenty of range to go look over Leningrad if that's what we decide we want to do. Click off there. So we've got call up to 4 on the move. JG51 is sitting out here. We've just transferred it into Luftflotte 1. It's sitting here at Veliki Luki. We're going to just rest it this time. Let's go look at our directives. Romanian Air Command, we kept that one on. Now, I hope it doesn't go up and start trying to help a bunch of other stuff. We have it following or help, it's following Antonescu Army. But we'll see. Hopefully they won't. Gosh, I'm almost tempted to take them off. They shouldn't really be fighting this time. Let's just take that out of there. So I'm not worried about it because my mental health is paramount. Uh, let's see. I think that's going to do it. It's on the move. Okay, a lot of these on the move, on the move. All right. I think that we can go ahead and resolve the airplaning, which should be nothing. So let's execute those air directives, and there should be 0 sorties flown. And it appears that's going to be the case, unless day 7 we just go wild. And that's a negative, Ghost Rider. That's a negative. Nothing in the air this time. We'll see how it plays out as we start to move things on the ground. Now then, what do we want to do here? We could go exploring on this island. I don't know. People have brought up the idea that you kind of maybe need something in Odessa to keep an amphibious landing from happening there, which I do think is a good idea. We will keep some unit in Odessa, probably just a regimental size. And maybe we need to keep a regiment out here as well, just to kind of block, I don't know, the Soviets. Could they come back around here and maybe do an amphibious landing? I guess anything's possible, right? I am going to bring this around here, and I'm actually going to take it off here and attach it to 18th Army directly, and that should keep it, in command. 18th Army is got it well in command there, 13 of 15. I say well, it's 13 of 15, but that should be fine. We can always transfer it over to Army Group North if that becomes a problem. Um, oh, these headquarters. I wanted to move one up to Talon. These are the headquarters we're not actually using. They're just sitting around here. Uh, that's Von Chapuis is up in Talon, and then we'll put this other one in Parnu, just to the small little help that they could give to the capacity of the depot. Now, we have to decide, do we want to back up here? Now, I don't believe there are any Soviet units here at all. I think this is just remnants of what they controlled before. That being said, do we take that chance? Well, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to go down this rail, or maybe just kind of through the woods here, and make sure there are no Soviet troops there. And also, there's a little land bridge here. Um, I can't remember. Yeah, they can get across here. So we may as well put something there. That's fine. I'm also going to transfer that over to 18th Army for a moment. All right. Um, and now he's only got a regiment and a division. I say he, and that would be Wadrig, has only got a one regiment and one division. And let's start moving these guys up. So what are we trying to do? Well, we're trying to get to the Narva River. I would love to get across. Believe me, these are not the only Soviet units here. We just don't have any kind of visual on them. And so we're just going to have to move kind of hex by hex and see what we run into. The first thing I want to do is make sure we get rid of this unit. And how am I going to do that? Well, I'm actually going to use this regiment to help. I think this unit could take it, but I'm going to use them both just to try to make sure. I would really like to route this one, but they have a tendency to just step back up here. Oh, he routed out. Okay, 67 to 1. That'll do it. 49-44 got sent flying the other way. All right. So now we'll move this guy up the rail and see what he sees. Okay, no unit there. That kind of surprises me. Now we've got this indicating a 1. The problem is if it's stronger than that, or it just decides all it wants to do is retreat, we've then got a delay point. If you look at the terrain here, you've got swamp, 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 and then you've got light woods and clear. So this is the bridge through here. Now this, I believe, is swamp. It's representing swamp. Yep, that's swamp, that's light woods, and that is light woods. Okay, so we've got a swamp right here. We really need to kind of come down this path, I think, to optimize movement points. Let's hit this unit with just one division on. First of all, why don't I go back and just make sure, look at modal, see what he's got. Okay, everything looks good there. Let's look at each division that we're gonna this time. Sometimes I don't slow down and do this enough. It's got 49 fatigue. It's basically got no combat prep points. Okay. It's sitting at 69 and 80 on its TOE, 69 ready, 69 or 80 ready and damaged. Okay, so he's right below 70%. Is this one better? 67 and 79, they're very similar. Okay, so we're going to use the stronger one and really try to blow this out of here. Let's see. Now he just took a step back. Okay, so now we've got our delay point. I probably should have used both divisions there. I was getting a little cute. Um, this unit, I think, we've got enough units moving this way. I think I'm going to move him there. Oh, okay, hello. We do have something out here in the swamp. We have no idea of the strength, though. Now he can move forward. See, yep, he's still in command. Now this is Wadrig's group. Why do I keep clicking on Wadrig? I know that's Wadrig. Um, let's actually look at this division though. 39 fatigue, no combat prep points available. He is at 70 and 81. Okay, he's in okay shape. Not great, not terrible. We've now moved that unit. Why don't we move this unit forward? Okay. And let's try to hit this unit with poo. Do I do that? Or do I skip even another one up here? If we move this, I think we're in great shape. This does not look strong to me. If I get one of these units up here, like 254th ID, I can hit them with 3 divisions. That should send it flying. We'll see. 71 of 81. Okay, he's in good shape. So let's double click there, come down, pull that in, and see what kind of damage. Okay, he took, wow, a 19. Shoot, 34 to 1. That should have been a rout. All right. Now then, can they attack there? They cannot. Can he move there? He cannot. Ew. It's getting a little sticky out here. Okay, I'm going to move this forward and triple stack. Now, this could be a real problem because I'm not sure we can get into this hex. Do we do both of these as a hasty, or do I just do that as a deliberate? Dun dun dun. I think if I do a hasty, I could maybe move that unit. Even if it's backwards, I could move it. So I think I am going to try a hasty on this. Maybe a bad idea. Nope, off they go. Okay, good. Routed and retreated. Now, they didn't lose very many men, I'll say that. If you look at the air losses, they are sending ground support, and we're not. Now, he can jump up there. Okay, so that worked out okay. And then can he get up there? No. Can he? No. I don't think anybody else can move here. I think we've kind of reached our limit of what we can do right short of the Narva River. Now, these are both light woods hexes, so I think we should be able to, blow these out. This does not look strong. We know this one unit is what we knocked back there. Um, if we can take that out, we can jump the river next time. That puts us, what, about 8 or 10 hexes out of Leningrad on turn 11. I like to be there by 13 or 14 at the latest. So we're doing fine, but we got to move this unit next time. We'll move 2 divisions here and this division and just try to knock it silly. Now, the Soviets will have time to fortify this line, so I really would have liked to get across this time. Unfortunately, we could not. Okay. Well, let's go down here to Lindemann. Now, we've got a few things to worry about here in the sense that the Soviets breached our line in 2 different places. So how are we going to deal with that? We really don't have enough units to cover all of this. I was looking at this before the episode and I thought, gosh, how many regiments can I split these things into? Maybe we should start at the bottom, okay? And what do we want to do here? Well, we have a division that's kind of holding here for ninth. We got to keep some unity between these two. We can't let this gap get too big. Otherwise, the Soviets will counterattack, especially into Veliky Luki, as they should. And so we got to kind of move northeasterly. Yeah, that's a word, northeasterly. And I'm going to actually just come over here. He's moving through the woods, so he's not going to get many movement points. We are going to have to bring the headquarters down here, I think. And let's just move forward on this road. So we're going to kind of move these down a little bit. Okay. I would like to, not sure there's a good way of doing this, but let's go here and up along the river in the swamp. Now, this is swampy, this is swampy. They really, and this is heavy woods, they shouldn't be able to get through there. Let's hope. Let's hope, he says. Actually, I moved him down here. I may have to move him north because these guys need to move up and around this way to help with the situation we've got going on. So we're going to go there on the river. And then maybe I don't want it to get too thin here. These are all regiments, and we cannot have the Soviets break through here. So I'm going to kind of have them go side by side, and then I like all 3 of them. All right. I think that works okay. They shouldn't have too strong a units there, I would not think. Now, these guys I may just leave out of command, and I may bring him up the road here a little bit. I don't want him too exposed. How about if I go there? Okay, that gets, what, 5 of the 6, and he's barely out of command. I don't expect him to get counterattacked here. I think these units are all worried about Ninth Army. And so we've covered some distance there. I'm not saying it's ironclad because they certainly have a chance to break through there if they, get the right combination. But if they do, we'll just have to bring a division down and deal with it. Now, I could move this up here and start dealing with this because I do want 18th Army to keep moving up and forward. I mean, that's kind of the plan, right? We were going to move through here and then have 18th Army kind of sneak through the back door. It's a good question that I've been asking myself. What exactly should I split this also into regiments and then cover more ground that way? Like this hex is going to be a problem because we have all motorized here, right? And I really need 16th Army to be moving up this way. So I think I am going to take this unit and also break that down. And I'm going to take one part of it here, and I'm going to take one part of it there, and I'm going to take one part of it here. All right, so that kind of tries to protect, to the best of our ability, them sneaking around by this lake here. What is that? Lake Ilman. Uh, Kind of an ominous sounding name. So that kind of, keeps them hopefully from being able to come through this way. And we'll move the headquarters right up here for now. Now we are going to deal with these units, so don't be scared. Don't be scared. It'll be fine. Um, Now there's our isolated unit, which still kind of confounds me, I must say. This unit I am going to move here and be part of a deliberate attack that now see he's only got he doesn't have he's got 52 fatigue, he's got 7. I think I'm just going to have to move him back. Okay, now this unit's exposed out here for 18th Army, so we've now moved him back. We could move now. See, we wouldn't have any movement points there. Gosh, this is just like the worst terrain of all time. So I think what we're going to have to do is move him there. He's still got a deliberate left. Ay, ay, ay. Which way do I go here? I want to drive them back, obviously. I don't think I'm telling you anything there. We'll come back to that. Let's move 18th Army a little bit up the road here. And I'm actually going to kind of vector him a little bit this way to cover more territory with the zone of control. And this unit, I'll bring there. Okay. This unit, I'm going to bring around their edge because, well, he could come here and participate in a deliberate attack. I would like to get these guys to a point where they want to surrender, so a bit surrounded, but I'm not sure if that's really going to be possible. Now, I could move this division down here or here, but I really want to use it to start moving up this way. Um, hmm. He says with a pregnant pause. There's not going to be, I wish I was going to be, just 2 hexes away here because I know when we hit him, he's just going to go right here, right? And then he's got this 2 hex front. But I think maybe what we can do, we'll see. Okay, so we've got a 10 and 11 there. This guy could come down and help. Now, see, I don't want to drive him this way though. But I can't really there's nothing to bring around here to participate in this attack. Um, I may just have to go with that though. I may just have to bring this unit down here. And if we can blow him back this way, then everybody can move forward. I think that's what we're going to have to do. And all right, he's as surrounded as I can get him. And maybe that will make him think about a surrender. Of course he moved into that hex. Now they did lose 85 AFVs doing that. Well now, okay, let's go ahead and hit that again, playing ping pong with this guy. Now he's there. Okay, that actually works uh, slightly well. Okay, we'll move him up, move that guy there, move this guy there. Move. Ooh, I don't like that. Now he can get a long ways up here. He could almost get around the back, but I leave a huge gap there. I think oh, okay. Um, how do we want to play this? This is where the big money's made. Now, that's just not a strong enough attack. He's got 52 fatigue, 1 combat point. That's just not going to do it. I could double stack here, though, and try it with 2 divisions. All right. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I kind of think that that's the play. All right, we did get him to move back, which helps. I mean, he's losing a lot, but he's holding on. He did his job. He ran that gap and caused us a headache, to be sure. We can move this unit forward. Okay. Can we move this guy anywhere? No. Okay. He's going to move there. 8 of 11. He doesn't have enough for a deliberate. He's going to move there. All right. He's going to try a deliberate attack. He's in command. Let's make sure that Second Corps has everything they need. Could we get any more in there? I mean, he doesn't really have a fortification level. Let's just go ahead and hit this unit and see what happens. Yeah. Oh, he did retreat. Well, that's not that's not the best place for him for our purposes, but that's okay. I mean, that could have gone a lot worse. Um, guess I could have moved that unit up. That may have made more sense, but I think I'm going to take this unit. That actually would have made a lot more sense because he's with those guys. 3, 6, 2. Huh. Okay, I think he can go ahead and get up here, and we can still keep that in command. Let's do that. Let's move him up there, and then we'll take the headquarters from here, and I don't know, set it like right there. That has everybody in command, right? Looks like it. Okay. Wow. All right. Now where do we go? Well, my original plan was to try to bulldoze this way, but now I'm wondering if we should bring the panzers back this way and gosh, it's just such terrible terrain. It's swampy, 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 deep woods or heavy deep woods, heavy woods. Ay, ay, ay. We don't have any protection back here either. We may have to actually kind of pull them back. Do I have any other? I do have an infantry unit here that I could split. Or I could just put him right there or there. Or he could just sit right here, actually. All right, we'll come back to him. Let's move Totenkopf over here onto this rail, or do we do it there? Do we try to bulldoze our way this way? Maybe that's what I'll do. I think that's what we're going to do. Well, okay. There's a few Soviet units out here, as you may have noticed. We are going to go right there, though, and we'll use all of our motorized divisions and try to create some kind of gap. So we're going to go 3 strong at that. That looks like it's got a headquarters unit. It's stacked with something else, but that looks like it may be our best path through. Let's see. Okay, we knocked that back. Yeah, okay, nice. That helped. That helped a lot. 12-16 out of there. Now then, these 3 are going to try to hit again and do it right here, and we'll try to go through this light woods right down the major rail into town. Yeah, okay, they committed something to the defense here. Oh, we got 1.5 to 1. So if they wouldn't have committed that, I think we would have gotten there. Can we attack again? No, not with him. Not with those 2. Okay. Now then, still got this infantry division. I'm very curious what I should do with him, how I should play that. 14. Okay, he can get through this gap. What is this? This is swamp for gosh sakes. You would have to be swamp. Um, wonder, we got a 1 and 2 there. Do we go hit this maybe? Try to kind of move this way? Again, that's bad terrain. Um, all right. We're going to go for it. We lost 4 tanks, okay, but we completely obliterated that unit. Um, gosh, do I dare? Do I dare? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think maybe I move the Panzer here and start trying to threaten some kind of encirclement. And I think this Panzer, I've got 2 other Panzers I could move. I could get them here, which causes the Soviets a little bit of a headache, I think. I could also try to knock that guy. He's already been hit once. Now they did commit something else to the battle. Hmm. Now if I move him, well, I guess we're behind this river. That's fine. That's okay defended. We've got these guys. I bet you third motorized could actually, could it move? Nope, can't move, but they're there. He can move there now. Okay. Now see through here, I'm just afraid we're going to have a real freight problem, but at some point, does it matter? I mean, we're almost there. I'm just going to put him through there. I'm going to put him through that. Ooh, we've only got a fortified unit there. Okay. Hmm. I'm going to take von Manstein out of there. Just put him back here in a little more cover. I'm just wondering if I should try to attack there again at all. Probably not. Probably not. You just kind of got to bulldoze your way. I think this is the best route to go through, and I think we've now got it set up fairly well. I'm not going to do any crazy attack here because I think that's just going to lead to problems. I'm tempted to move him up here, but I think it's too much of a gap. I actually think I would need to move him back. These guys I don't think can move. All right, he can't move. He can't move. I think everybody's in command that needs to be in command. These guys are just kind of sitting here. Now they can help with an attack if we can move the regiments around this way, but I just don't know if we're going to be able to do that or have an opportunity to do that. Um, I think for now we're going to have to call it a day in the north. We will move the rail unit, but we're not going to move it up here. I'm going to actually move it out of Pskov on this salient. Now, it could move up to Luga, I guess, once we move next turn. He's already, he could go here and here and here. He would almost be to Luga, but I think we're just going to leave that at Pskov and think about doing rail somewhere else with him. Let's get out here and look. Uh, Tell you what, we're going to come back and do that next time. As it is, we're now 4 hexes out of Pushkin, 5 hexes out of the true suburbs of Leningrad. So 50 kilometers to go. I think we're set up very well over here. I think we'll be able to knock that unit. It all matters what they rush over here, but the more they rush over here, the more softness we may get through here. It's not going to be soft. Who am I kidding? But I think we've got something set up here. I do like going this way because if you look at this whole map in the north, right here and right here are kind of the only places that panzers can even do much. I mean, we got light woods and we got some clear hexes through here. We got a few roughs, unfortunately. But I think we're okay. We're just kind of holding here, but I do think this line may be fairly weak. I think their stronger units tried to push through there. We collapsed on them, and we, routed a few. We knocked a few back. These are three fairly strong units, though, holding the front here. But I think we can get around into the soft underbelly. That's a we shall see. So anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. Thank you so much for dropping by. I will talk to you next time. Have a good one.